Hi guys, my name is Shira Levy Barkan. I work for Microsoft for almost 6 years. I used to be the CMO of Microsoft Israel. Today I'm the CMO of Microsoft CEE multi-country, which is, you're in the Eurovision, right? So all of the weird countries that are in the Eurovision, this is my responsibility, okay? Latvia, Lithuania, Bulgaria, Montenegro, okay? So we feel like, you know, this is European, although Australia is not European. But
is Australia one of the weird countries, or?
So I'm not responsible for Israel anymore. I have to say that this is my last 2 months in Microsoft because I'm moving to a different industry. I'm going to be the VP marketing of Playtika, which is a gaming company. So this is something that is starting from last week. But what I wanted to share with you, I know that you're all early stage, and I know that you're coming from a lot of industries. And I know that I'm pitching for big Microsoft, and you all think, well, it's great that she's talking about marketing, but they have a lot of budgets and they have a very, very strong brand. So, you know, it's not really relevant to me. What I try to do in this presentation, this is a presentation that I usually present for people who are working with the B2B audience, but it's also for B2C audience, and it doesn't matter what size you are, okay? You can do those stuff for free, right? You just need to understand the methodology. It doesn't matter if you're small, if you're big. Relationship is something that you need to manage, and you need to control, and you need to measure, okay? And it's very nice that we have this like gray day because relationship is cozy. So think about like how can you make your customers feel a little bit cozy. I'll show you the Microsoft methodology, and I'll show you a little bit of examples of how we do it with our CIO. And think about relationships with CIO. It's very, very boring. But when you do it exciting and you do it like long time, we're thinking about marriage and not about dating, okay? So this is how you need to think about your customer, because it's worth more money for you when you have a good relationship. If you have a relationship and something bad happens, it's easier to fix this than if you don't have those. Think about your own relationship, right? You can, you know, be okay with your hubby screaming on you and having like a crisis rather than someone that you never met before, okay? So I think that in the new world of marketing, we don't do anymore those blitz and big campaigns. We think about the campaigns as part of the relationship, okay? So, a little bit about Microsoft. It's a global brand, lots of people, 100 countries, very, very diverse. So the relationship that we are actually forming is for people who probably do the same role all across the world, but they're different, right? The Australian CIO, the Israeli CIO, and the Lithuanian CIO are very, very different from each other. But still, we're trying to find the narrative that we can give them value in this relationship that we put the focus on for marketing. We have a lot of products that we work with. We have the Windows, we have the search, we have the phones, we have the gaming and entertainment. We really focus on productivity, communication, business apps, CRM, servers, and tools. I know that usually when consumer thinks about Microsoft, they think about their Word and their PowerPoint and their Office, but we really have a big, big range of products. And we work through various of channels. So we do B2C, we do B2B, and we do B2B2C. So we actually sometimes help our customers get to their customers. I don't really know what you're doing. So it's relevant for all kind of channels that you're working with. And we have many challenges. We have a lot of products. We have a long sales cycle. Okay, it's not like buying jeans, which, you know, you feel like you're keen on buying jeans, you hit the button, you pay $20 and you get the jeans in the mail. Okay, cool. In my company, and I guess that it's also for any company, and especially for small one who's just forming, we are very, very ROI focused. So my conversation with my GM is usually give me $10,000, I will give you back $100,000. And if my marketing activity doesn't give this ROI, usually we drop that. The thing about relationship marketing, you need to understand that it starts with a 1 to 2 ROI and it grows. So you need to have a little bit of patience, but you need to aim to that. And the thing about measurement is that you have to measure it all the time. Because if it's not having ROI, don't do this, okay? You can have a cool, creative, fun activity, have a relationship, and also have ROI. It's not this or that, okay? It can be both.
So ROI will always need to be a monetary metric.
Yeah.
In this instance.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that for marketing, especially in this age of digital, if you're not ROI focused, you're not that relevant, right? We even measure our events. I used to even measure my meetings, right? When I, do a session or I meet with people, because then I know if I have an impact or not. And you need to make sure that you have an impact. It's okay to try something and see that it doesn't have an impact and then change it. But if you don't measure that, you can never scale from that. Okay? So just have it in mind. Measurement is your friend.
Yeah.
It's not your enemy.
Sure. And then for, say, young companies such as us, looking at an ROI, do you sort of go by, say, industry benchmarks, or is it really like...
Well, it depends. It's really depends on the industry.
Yeah.
Okay? So for example, for a new product that never, it's like that, right? You say, I wish for, and then you try to get to those numbers. If you have a benchmark of the industry, go for the industry. If you have a similar product that you have, and you're now doing an extension, or you're forming a new one, then, but always have that in mind, okay? Because you need to make sure that you're moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we have a very complex ecosystem. I don't know your industry, but we have partners who are also customers, and we have a lot of kinds of partners. So we have retail partners, and we have OEM partners, and we have device partners, and we have infrastructure partners, and now we have startups as partners, and SOSA is also Microsoft partners. So we have a lot of partners that we need to manage in this crazy ecosystem. So we needed a mind shift on how we look at our marketing. So we went from marketing and digital marketing and channels and Facebook and Twitter and into thinking about relationship marketing, which is how do we form a relationship, and then how do we think about what kind of channels do we need, what kind of infrastructure do we need for that. And we see this as a strategy that designed our customer to make faster customer loyalty, interaction on long-term engagement. If you think about our competition, our main competition is Amazon and Google. Okay, those are strong brands. Strong brands that already have connection with our customers as a retail customer or as a advertising customers. So we need to think about our customer different and create something different for them. And we also focus on the relationship marketing, on the value creation. Like what's in it for them. You probably heard this 1,000 times. But if you don't give value to someone, even if it's your husband, guys, okay, or your wife, if you don't give them value, they will leave you for a younger, richer chick. Okay?
I hope my husband doesn't say
So you need to give value. I'm not talking what is value, okay? Everyone has their own kind of a thing. But you really need to think how you give something to someone to get something back. And also, there's a lot of business focus there, okay? Gaining new customer is 5 times more expensive than keeping a current customer, okay? You better understand the customer, so you do better products and you give them better services. 5% increase in customer retention are usually between 25 to 85% increase in profit. Okay, and these are hard numbers, and of course they're more loyal and they have positive word of mouth and they are less resentful if you fuck up. okay?
Yeah.
Honestly, they're less resentful, and it's important. If you have a conversation with them, they are willing to give you feedback that might help you grow, especially in your situation, okay? So we see relationship marketing as strategic and reflecting our brand mission to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more, okay? So we want to give in this relationship to our customers the opportunity to achieve more, okay? So if it's a CIO, I want him to shine in his organization. I want him to give him value that will grow his salary. I want him to give him value that will help him develop in the organization or even find a better job. Because think about it, people want to grow all the time, and you need to give them this empowerment as the brand that they use. So this is actually the metric, okay? This is how we formulated this. Relationship, if the ingredients, if you can say. First of all, we look about lifecycle management, okay? Lifecycle is a big word to think, where do I meet the customer and where can I find him that he will use my products or even think about it? I'll give you a very general example. When do you think people start their retail journey to buy a car? A new car?
Where?
When they're buying the new car, right? The minute that they go out the door, they say, my next car will be da 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 da. Okay?
Well,
Really?
This is by research and everything. So this is the start of thinking about a new car. Because then you never buy the car that you really, really want, right?
You always want more.
You always want more, right? You want a sunroof, and I want it to be a BMW and not a Hyundai, and right? So they start to think about it. This is why think about the brands that they have in cars. They always have those levels,
Right.
and then they start pumping you with new information to create this relationship. Okay, so you need to think when the need actually raise. Okay, this is very, very, very important. Value creation, focus on our audience. So for each and every audience, there's a different value creation. You need to find out what it is, okay? Usually when you start your startup, you probably was a customer that had a need and now you're building this company around it. Think about the beginning of how this need was formed, okay? And what is the value that you actually looked for? Sometimes, okay, if you look about cyber companies, right? You don't look for really sophisticated cyber product. You look for silent and peace. Okay, so this is a different kind of a need, but you need to really, really make sure that you know what's the need. And then this is how you actually do it. You have a management and a long-term commitment to that, because relationship, such as marriage, is a commitment. Okay, you cannot start a relationship and then get ghosted. I heard about that this is something for right?
Get
Right?
ghosted? I don't know.
Which is you text with someone and it's going very well and then suddenly they're disappearing,
You get
right?
ghosted. Okay. It's a new term. I like it.
I'm a cool old lady. It should be data-driven, and a data-driven is a big word, like everybody thinks BI, and no, you can do it on Excel, okay?
Yeah.
Data-driven is just looking at the numbers. Because with data, you can get what the trends are, okay? And when you say that people have instincts, it's not instincts, it's really how the trend is going, and they usually base their instinct on facts, okay? Numbers are facts, and measurement is key, guys. Marketing has become very, very, very measured. Love the numbers, okay? Numbers are telling a story. If it's a good story, it's a bad story, just fall in love with that, okay? It's like math. Okay, you need to fall in love with that, let yourself go, and enjoy the measurement. So how does it work? You need to find the right audience at the right time with the best added value, right? This is very easy to say, it's not that easy to do. And then you have to do the lifecycle management, which is the right content for the right community at the right time that create value to empower, in our case, right? Because our value is to empower them, to empower the audience, okay? So if you have a different value of the company, and I hope that you did what is my core value of the company? What do I give my customer? you need to bang on this, on the whole lifecycle management that you do, okay? And make sure that you have this value, okay? If it's security, if it's peace of mind, if it's fashion, if it's, I don't know what it is, but find it, okay? If it's discovery, whatever your value is. So we have two key audiences in Microsoft. One is the developers, okay, who are younger kind of people, millennials, very, very edgy, and we have the IT pros, okay? Both of them are decision makers when they decide to buy the Microsoft product, but they are not the one who are paying for that, right? The one who are paying for that are usually, because our products are very, very expensive, are the CFOs. So this is another audience that you can take care of. But I wanted to give the main audience that we have. And what we do is we try to empower them with tools that will help them lead innovation in their organization and their own success in the organization. Okay, their own success. So first of all, what we did is we know their career life cycle because we focus on their career and on their professional. This is the value that we want to create. So we actually mapped when do they start? I have to say Microsoft is really, really crazy. They start in math classes for first year grades, and we have programs for developers for kids and girls, by the way. My girls, I have 3 girls. One is 7 and she's doing like the Elsa code, and the guys are doing Angry Birds and stuff like that. So they're starting really, really, really early, but you don't have to do that because we're very, very brand. We look at their school and their university and their as the first job, and when they're team leaders and when they're CIOs. Okay, we actually map that. You can have 3, right? You don't need to have gazillions. Okay, make it simple, but make it framed. And we create the right engagement with them. So there's 3 components of engagement. There's the reach, how you get to those people. There's the engagement. How do you engage with them? There's gazillions of ways to engage with them. And then the adoptions. And this is what makes the loyalty, okay? So from reach, you can do campaigns. But if you don't have money, you can have a blog that will reach this audience. You can do a lot of social. You can use database, okay? You can use email marketing. This is quite easy, right? This is pure marketing. If you want to create engagement, then you need to give more value. You need to do webinars, and you need to do events, and you need to do roundtables, and you need to do customer advocacy that works very, very well. If one of my customers saying, listen, they did a very, very good job to me, they helped me create, it says much more about you than if you say about yourself. Okay, this is a big thing of our relationship marketing, having people say good things about us. Okay? And user groups, which is helping them form their own community around topics that interest them within technology, and then we can hear exactly where are their pain points, and we can solve that. Then more involved in our product. Okay, have you ever been in a user group session? People there are really engaged. Yeah. They really care. And sometimes they are very, very harsh and very, very critical. And our first instinct is to say, I have enough on my... But when you have people that are much involved in your product, that they are complaining, and see this as a good thing. Yeah. Don't see that as a bad thing. Yeah. You want people to be engaged because they care. You rather that they will care, rather than that they will ignore you. Okay?
So, by the way, it really very resembles just the way of actually developing your startup without even marketing, just to start.
Yeah.
The way to user interactions and MVPing and going back and forth.
Yeah. And it's a journey, guys. It's not something, relationship, think about your own relationship. It's a journey. It has these bad days and its good days, but it needs to move in a good direction, okay? And you also need to give different tool during the decision process. Okay, this is more of a classic marketing. So there's the top of the funnel and there's the bottom of the funnel. And the top of the funnel is the initial consideration. As I told you, for example, with a car, when they just start to consider what is the next brand that they're going to acquire. And then there's active evaluation, like I prefer this product over this product. Sometimes you see companies that actually gives you a table that compares. This is exactly the stage. And there's the actual moment of purchase. Okay, so moment of purchase can be even on one-on-one. What are you bringing to this moment of purchase? Are you giving something more than just a sign on a paper? And an ongoing relationship later. Once you have a purchase, you already need to think about the next step. For example, when we do events, we always think before the event, which is the reach, during the event, which is the actual engagement, and then after the event. And we plan the event already, after the event part, to make sure that the minute that they go out of the event, they will get this email, this webinar, this discount, whatever, who will keep them still engaged. Okay?